Welcome to Spartan SportsBeat, bringing you all the latest in the world of St. Thomas Aquinas College athletics. I'm Steve Bolson, and today we'll be looking at the sport of track and field, and our first guest is standout track runner Winslow Dorsonville. Winslow, thank you for coming by.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Winslow, you have made a big impact on the St. Thomas Aquinas athletic program this year, but before we get to that, let's take a step back and focus on your high school career. You're a redshirt freshman now at St. Thomas Aquinas, but you started at nearby Spring Valley High School. What was your athletic career like there?
It all started my freshman year at Spring Valley High School, and it was during that time period I started having a better understanding of the game, and the coaches would spend like extra times with me after practice to because they saw how much potential I had, so they would work with me. They would work with me for extra time. And
so you took that, and where did you go with it now? Obviously, they saw that there was some talent there, some ability there, and what were some of your standout accomplishments during that period?
By my freshman year, I made all leagues and broke the 55-meter dash record and the 100-meter dash. And by my sophomore year, I made all counties. By my junior year, I made all section and all state. And followed by my senior year, I made all state. And I even went to nationals.
So you were very successful at the high school level, and of course a standout athlete like yourself. I'm certain that there was a lot of recruiting pressure and a lot of big name programs came after you. Tell us a little bit about that.
I chose STAG because they had a program that I wanted. They had HIAP program. The HIAP program is a program where, you would have to be the first in your family to go to college, and if your parents don't make that much income, so that was a great program for me.
So of all the big name programs, and there were some Division I outfits looking for you, you chose to come to St. Thomas Aquinas College. Now you've come in as a redshirt freshman, and this has been a really special year for you and the entire program. Why don't you tell us a little bit about, first, the regular season, some of the meets that you were at, and some of the accomplishments that you had?
The very first meet of the indoor season, I broke the school record, which was held by Mike Abelard. A former student athlete. I went to STAC, and from there I really knew what I wanted. I set my goals to make it to nationals, and I actually made it. So I'm very proud of that.
And what was that like? What was that moment? You've been ranked in the region, ranked #1 in the region. What was that like when you take us to that moment when you realized you qualified for the NCAA National Championships?
Being there was a great learning experience. I got to compete against best of the best Division II track athletes from all over the country, and it was a good opportunity for me, to test my abilities on a whole new level, and just being there made me feel important as an athlete.
So you went to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which is where the national meet was held, and take us through that. What was it like for you seeing schools from across the country and knowing that you were right in the mix, because you ended up having a very solid finish?
I felt really proud because I was warming up and competing on the same track as the rest of these top runners. So I was getting the same amount of attention from the fans and the coaches. So I felt like I belonged. I felt important.
And how much support did you get from the St. Thomas Aquinas community, your teammates, coaching staff here? What was that like for you?
They would post tweets saying, to watch me run at North Salem, stuff like that, and they were really supportive.
Well, they were very supportive of you, and you were very successful. You finished 10th in that meet, which is an outstanding finish in the 60-meter sprint. Now, you've got a long way ahead of you. Where do you go from here? What are your goals? How do you set the bar, and what do you look for over the next few years?
The future's looking pretty bright for me right now, because if I'm able to do that as a freshman, that goes to show that, nothing's gonna stop me, and I'm gonna just keep getting better. I still got 3 years ahead of me, and I'm just going to keep getting better.
Well, certainly there are great things ahead. You're off to an outstanding start. I know I can speak for the entire STAC community that everyone is very proud of your performance and is looking forward to seeing great things from you in the future. And we'd like to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Winslow Dorsonville from the St. Thomas Aquinas College track and field team. And we're going to have the coach of that track team, Lauren Marcus. He's going to be coming up with us next. Stay with us. Back here at Spartan Studios for this week's edition of Spartan Sports Beat, bringing you the latest in the world of St. Thomas Aquinas College athletics. We're joined now by the head coach of the track and field team, Lauren Marcus. Lauren, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me here, Steve.
Lauren, it has been a great season for you and for the program. Give us an overview right now of where this season has been for you and what it means to you as a coach.
We've had a lot of ups and downs in the season. Winslow Dorsonville came in this year as a freshman redshirt actually, and he exceeded expectations. He came in, broke Mike Ablard's record, who Mike Ablard graduated last year for us, who was in the same program Winslow Dorsonville was in, and did everything that he was supposed to do when he came in. And Winslow didn't say much about it, but he's grown up as a student and athlete since he's been in STAC for the past 2 years.
And that's part of the maturation process of any student athlete. But you had Winslow as a local product out of Spring Valley, but you were going against some pretty big dogs in the recruiting process. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, Winslow was getting a lot of recruiting letters from Nebraska, Florida, even junior colleges, top junior colleges in the country like Essex Community College and some other local areas. And I recruited Winslow. I've watched him since he was a junior in high school, sophomore in high school. Senior year, I knew it was going to be a long shot for me to get him. And when he decided to come here, he saw the program that we offered him in the Higher Education Opportunity Program. And he thought that he could be home, help out with his family, as well as going to school here and being a productive student athlete for our program.
And his kind of success that he enjoyed this year. A lot of people consider track and field as an individual pursuit, but what does it mean to the team camaraderie, to the concept of a team, and your program as a whole?
Well, Winslow helps out at conference. He scores in the 60, the 4x2, the 200, and he brings an overall confidence to the team, them knowing that he is there to help them out and try to get points and try to help us win a conference title.
And now looking forward, what does his kind of success do for you in the recruiting process and his teammates as well, who say, you know, this is a guy that maybe we can anchor and build around?
Well, he brings where people want to come in and work out with him and run with him. He brings that opportunity to other runners saying, you know what, I can be that person. I can be that guy who comes in as a freshman, be top 10 in the country, and go to nationals, wherever nationals may be. And he shows that it can be done as a freshman. As you come in and walk in, stuff can be done. And with how he trained this year, he grew up from the athletics standpoint where he's in the weight room more with Coach Gangemi. He's out there working every day. In the past, he did all that, but he's bringing it to another level now is the best way to put it.
And the program as a whole, where do you see it going, and what do you look for in the future? What are your goals?
Well, the program, as I said, we are always out there to win conference titles. And with Winslow Dorsonville, he brings that to us to the next level. We want to go to nationals, and he's got 3 more years. I don't want to say what I want to have him happen in 3 years. I don't want to jinx him or jinx us, but he has the ability to become a national champion. He has to keep working. He has to keep working hard to reach that level. And for the most part, I want to see Winslow graduate with getting everything that he wanted out of St. Thomas Aquinas College.
And again, for those who may be uninitiated in the sport of track and field, athletes can qualify as individuals and also as a team. So while Winslow qualified individually, the team has not yet made that leap, and it's something certain that Coach Lauren Marcus and the crew are going to be looking forward to in years to come, and we wish you and your crew the very best of luck.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Lauren Marcus, the head coach of the St. Thomas Aquinas College track and field program. And that's going to wrap up this edition of Spartan Sports Beat. Want to thank our guests again, Coach Marcus, as well as Winslow Dorsonville. And we want to thank you for joining us as well. St. Thomas Aquinas Spartan Sports Beat is a production of the STAC Department of Athletics and Recreation and Jim Houston Productions. Until next time, from Spartan Studios, this is Steve Balson thanking you again for joining us and saying so long from Spark Hill.